Note the relationship between the two seated figures in the booth. See how the outstretched hand of the man leads the eye to the closed hand of the woman. Follow the line of her bare arm to her face.
Nothing.
What?
I said nothing.
The composition changes. The woman leans back, taking her arm from the table. She folds her arms, but immediately feels this might be misinterpreted. She would unfold them, but that might be open to further misinterpretation. So, she maintains the position, each hand touching the opposite arm, lightly just above the elbow. Are you cold?
Cold. No, why?
I thought you might be cold. That's all.
No. I'm fine. I am fine.
Now it is the man who changes the composition by leaning back. His forearms remain on the table on either side of his yet untouched drink. He looks at her. A single crease appears across his forehead, corresponding to the distance between his eyes. This, coupled with the mood, suggests an ocular adjustment. His brow suggests an internal shifting of perspective.
Fine.
Good.
The woman feels enough time has elapsed for her to unfold her arms. She does so. The woman puts the palm of her right hand on the table and slides it forward, her skin tugging at the plastic-coated wood of the table. The man thinks that she is reaching for him and leans forward, but she is reaching for her glass and not his hand. Right. The woman picks up her glass. The man reaches for his. Considerable thought has gone into what sort of drink the woman should have. Preliminary notes reveal the first choice had been a martini. A broad base and a thin stem supporting an inverted cone of clear liquid. There were to have been tears of condensation on the glass. The condensation remains, but the glass is now a stockier cylinder. The contents are obsidian in appearance, except where the ice presses against the side of the glass, thinning the liquid and revealing a dark mahogany color.
Cheers.
The woman puts the rim of the glass to her lips and drinks. She does not sip, she swallows. The man washes the woman's throat as she drinks. He looks down at the glass in front of him. Little thought has gone into the man's drink. It is a highball of some sort with a maraschino cherry at the bottom of the glass. The only real detail is found in the cherry, which has been partially crushed. Candy-colored pulp forced through a fissure in the cherry's tight skin. When both people drink, the balance is restored to the composition.
I think we've been forgotten.
Forgotten.
The woman knows the man is referring to the waitress, but she is being deliberately difficult. She knows she is doing this, but would be unable to explain the reasons behind her behavior if challenged.
By the waitress. What did you think I was talking about?
Sure, I have no idea. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked.
Again, the woman is aware of the condescension in her voice, and again, she feels powerless to soften it. What's more, she feels this sarcasm. The brittle pose she has taken, and seems unable to adjust, are not the worst of it. They are symptoms of something fermenting inside her, something that will make these testy exchanges seem almost playful in retrospect. And there is nothing she can do to stop it. Not that she'd stop it if she could.
I thought you said you were hungry.
Did I?
I'll get the waitress.
If you want to get me something, you get me another drink.
You haven't finished the one you've got?
The woman looks at the man, then picks up her glass and lifts it to her lips. Quickly. Too quickly. The rim of the glass hits her front tooth, but there is no pain because there is no feeling in that particular tooth. The woman tilts the glass back and pours the dark liquid into her mouth. One swallow, then another. The man watches her throat, watches the muscles in her neck as she swallows, and wonders what he has gotten himself into. He feels it is impossible for him to do anything or say anything that would not set off some sort of depth charge inside his companion. The man is correct in this. It would indeed be impossible for him to please the woman. Every effort will be rebuked, every overture dismissed, every thought crushed, every gesture dissected. The woman puts down her empty glass.
Satisfied?
The man doesn't answer. He is looking at a tiny caramel-colored drop at the right-hand corner of the woman's mouth. Her right. It shimmers there, holding a pinprick of reflected light. The man is startled by this, by the tiny dot, by the shadows at the corner of the woman's mouth, by the texture of her lips. The man suddenly realizes how much more detailed the woman is than he, and he hungers for her specificity. He feels vague and unfinished, generic, as nondescript as the anonymous drink he's been given.
It's not fair.
Life's not fair.
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Okay. What are you talking about?
The man leans forward. For a moment, he is the center of the composition. He has the focus. Then the woman, sensing the droplet at the corner of her mouth, parts her lips. The tip of her tongue runs along her lower lip, then darts into the corner, claims the dark pearl, and retreats. Her action reclaims the center.
Forget it.
It's forgotten.
The man is undone by her reality. She is more carefully drawn, more fully realized. She seems to be pulling existence right out of it, draining the reality out of him, out of the room, collecting the heat of the place, banking it inside her somewhere, he imagines, behind her heart. The truth of the situation is slightly more subtle. Any heat she is collecting is secondary. What she pulls from the room is light. The eye is drawn to the light, and the woman once more dominates as the room around her grows increasingly dim and indistinct.
Listen.
I'm listening.
The man is about to explain. He is going to confess his feelings of non-specificity and the fear they engender. He is going to tell her how she has dimension and volume, and how he longs for gravity in his own pale existence. But as the man opens his mouth to speak, he feels the darkness at his back, a thick coolness across his shoulders, and realizes it's too late. It was too late when he first sat down across from her, and she began to draw the color from his jacket, from the face of his watch, from his skin, from his eyes. The man moves his hand, sliding it across the tabletop, hoping she'll take it, hold on to him, and keep him from vanishing altogether.
Useless.
Instead, the woman turns away toward the observer. The final composition is her in the booth, half her face lit, half in shadow. A man's hand on the table in front of her, reaching out of the darkness. The darkness balances the composition.